The Flood's most dangerous infection form may also be its easiest to overlook. A Flood Spore is a small airborne organism created when supercells encase themselves inside of a protective chitinous shell. That outer layer allows a spore to drift through the atmosphere, change its shape, and remain dormant for centuries. It doesn't need to hunt, it only needs to wait for life to come close enough. Once a spore touches a suitable victim, it becomes active and begins consuming the host's biomass. But it doesn't usually transform them into a combat form. That is what makes the process so much worse. The infected body is kept alive and reshaped into a biological nursery. Its flesh is divided into egg-like incubators that produce additional supercells, additional spores, and eventually larger infection forms. And when those parasites have finished developing, they tear their way out of the host and begin searching for victims of their own. At that point, the spore has completed its purpose. It has turned one organism into the beginning of an outbreak. The newly created flood forms infect more hosts, and those hosts produce still more spores. Animals, corpses, and other organic material are consumed or transformed into stationary flood growths. Soon, the parasite is no longer spreading from victim to victim. It is spreading through the environment itself. Combat forms and pure forms can release spores when their bodies are damaged or destroyed. Flood structures can launch concentrated clouds of them directly at enemy forces. Infected ships can deploy spore-filled dispersal pods into worlds below. And once the flood establishes its blight lands, enormous spore mountains begin pumping the parasite into the planet's atmosphere. The air becomes part of the flood. The soil becomes part of the flood. And eventually, the entire planet's biosphere becomes raw material for the flood to utilize to grow its numbers. There is no vaccine against this form of infection either, and once the resulting mutations begin, there is no known way to reverse them. The only reliable response is to completely incinerate them. And this was because it was never designed to defeat one soldier. It was designed to quietly create enough flood to consume everything else.